fit, formidable, and fantastic.
Hey everyone, it's Cory McCarthy and welcome to a new episode. So I wanted to do a quick video on a topic that I feel a lot of people, especially fellow vegans, misunderstand or are misinformed about, and something that was once a fad in mainstream dieting culture back in the early 90s. Now, I've covered this topic previously, but recently published research has inspired me to readdress this, and that topic is fat. More specifically, in this case, fat intake in relation to fat loss. In October of 2015,
the results of a meta-analysis was published after a review of 53 different quality studies conducted by researchers at both Brigham and Women's Hospital and Harvard University. The research was funded by the National Institutes of Health and the American Diabetes Association, in case anyone was wondering.
The results of the research were no shocker to me, but may rustle the jimmies on some level of the devout ultra-low-fat crowd.
When compared with other dietary interventions of similar intensity, such as low carb, there was simply no evidence to support the effectiveness of low-fat diets over other dietary interventions when it comes to long-term weight loss.
Really, it boils down to what you find works best for you and what is sustainable for you. For some, that may be a higher-fat ketogenic approach. For others, it could be a moderate approach to fat consumption. And for others still, that may indeed be a lower-fat diet.
But on that note, if you're a higher fat type of person, know that a higher fat vegan diet has been demonstrated to improve LDL cholesterol levels, blood pressure, and other heart disease risk factors.
The takeaway here, fat source clearly matters. And in this case, plant-based fats appear to be superior for health. And ultimately, calories do matter, whether you're high, low, or moderate fat intake. To lose weight, you either need to reach a deficit by virtue of diet, exercise, or a combination of those factors.
You can even lose fat in a junk food diet, so long as caloric deficit is achieved. Not that I am condoning such practice for numerous reasons, but I am just trying to demonstrate that calories do matter, ultimately.
There's no magic, and of course, caloric needs will vary by the individual based on genetics, metabolism, activity level, hormones, sensitivities, or conditions, etc., and even things like drug use. And no, you don't need to starve yourself either before anyone suggests that I am implying such heinous practices. For instance, you can eat at your resting maintenance and reach a deficit purely by virtue of adding exercise to your day. Quite simple. But getting back to the topic of fat specifically, I've said it before and I will say it again, the lowest intake I'd recommend would be 20% of your maintenance calories.
Which has been demonstrated in research to be the minimum intake before sex hormone values decline in either gender. And if you explore the links I've shared down in the description from the American Heart Association, World Health Organization, Center for Disease Control, and the Institute of Medicine, you will find that my 20% recommendation falls at the bottom end of their suggested guidelines for health, which tend to go as high as 30 to 35%.
Anyhow, I've been over all of this before at length even, but I felt it was pertinent to briefly touch on this again given this study on low-fat diets and weight loss in order to leave you with my takeaway message for this video, and that is that low-fat diets are not superior for weight loss according to the most recent research, regardless of what some guru or gurus tell you. However, if lower fat works best for you, that is fine. Keep at it. But I'd still recommend that you don't go lower than 20% of your maintenance calorie needs, regardless of your overall caloric intake and macro approach. So moving along here, please like and share this video if you found it informative and if you think others may benefit from watching it too. And do subscribe to my channel if you've not already to stay on top of the latest content. As you all have probably come to realize, I release twice a week. Otherwise, till we meet again.